Morning, morning. It is August 19th, I believe. Yes, I think it's is it the 19th?
Yep.
The 19th, and we're going up into the Mount Air, Cibola National Forest / wilderness area. Mountain Air. So we have about 26 miles, a little over to Upper 4th of July Spring, which is where we're pushing for today, because tomorrow looks real bad weather-wise. I was able to check weather again this morning. So there's actually a few isolated storms coming in around 1 o'clock today, but they're isolated. But tomorrow is still just thunderstorm central, 90% the entire day. So we need to get out of the elevation. But first, today we got to climb into the elevation and get our miles in. So hopefully we can get it done. We actually need to get it done. So we're moving and grooving. Up we go. Whew. Beautiful climb up. We're somewhere around 9,000 feet. Got a little under 1,000 to go. Beautiful climb. So first top of the climb, up around 9,600 feet. From here, we climb a little bit more, up to 10,000, but ultimately, we just ridge run. So that was the longest and most consistent climb to get into this elevation. And now for the next 20 plus miles, we do little hundreds of feet of elevation gain here and there, but for the most part, just kind of ridge run, which is going to be nice. I think it's going to be beautiful. Hopefully these clouds can hold out. But yeah, it's 8:57 about. I'm going to wait up here for the bow dids, and then we're going to keep cruising. I think we go around here, around that way. Also, so far, the trail has been pretty good. Some places the trail's been thick, but the tread's been pretty good. So, also, somebody asked, they wanted us to tell how many other hikers we've seen on this hike so far. I'm gonna give you the number. 0. Oh, there's a hiker. Huh. So that was incredibly ironic. The one time I'm answering a question about the amount of hikers we've seen, I was about to give y'all, we've seen 0 hikers. And I was hearing rustling in this brush. I'm like, okay, it's some type of animal back there. That's how little we've seen hikers. And then a hiker pops up. So the answer to the question now, how many hikers have we seen? 1. I can't believe the coincidence. Irony blows my mind. That was really funny to me at least. So yes, to answer your question of how many hikers we've seen along the Grand Enchantment Trail, 1, just now. Besides that, we saw people when the Grand Enchantment Trail coincided with the Arizona Trail. Of course, we saw Arizona Trail hikers. But besides that, we saw one sheriff in a car, somebody on an ATV. Not many people. So we've seen one. They came out of the brush while I was answering the question and about to answer the question. We've seen 0. Irony at its finest. All right, these clouds are moving in. Hopefully the bow gets up here soon. Okay. Look who it is.
Hi.
The bow.
I got pretty torn up by the thistles.
Yeah, there are some thick spots.
It hit my sunburnt leg.
It's funny you say thistle because the camera's focusing on a thistle right now.
They're all over the place and they're very pricklesome.
You want to lick it?
Absolutely not.
Worst comes to worst, that's what we could eat for nutrients.
Can you eat thistles?
Yeah.
I've heard of thistle tea. I hadn't heard of eating thistles.
I mean, you wouldn't want to, but you could.
Oh, I mean, you mean it's technically possible, not that they're actually food.
Yeah.
Thistle tea is a food, though.
It's like you could eat rocks, but you don't want to.
I mean, eat is a strong word. You can put rocks through your digestive system, but they don't exactly go all the way.
No, you could still eat them, consume them.
Bad idea.
Bad idea, yes. All right, we're gonna go along the ridgeline. Sweet. So we are off the trail 170A and on to trail 170. Starting to get pretty misty up here, but pretty awesome. So you can go up to Manzano Peak if you so desire from here, if you so desire.
Hi.
Embrace the silence. Embrace it.
It's very quiet.
I was waiting for her to say something, but she didn't deign us with a response. All right, more ridge running. Pretty awesome up here. Look at these trees. These trees are gorgeous. Look at this one. It's a mystery forest. Beautiful. Look at this single track. This is something out of PCT, AT quality, CDT quality. This is a nice change. Still love the schwacky stuff. Still love the canyoneering, but being able to follow just a trail, I'll dig it. Super glad we didn't have to route around the Manzanos. Beautiful up here. Really beautiful. No answer.
What?
No answer to my question?
No.
Why?
It was silly.
Okay. So Ox Spring is apparently down that trail.
Quite a ways.
Upper Ox doesn't look too far, but there's no comment or report on it, so it seems most people avoid that spring, but I'm assuming if you're in drastic need of water, you could go down there and find some water. We're gonna push on to Spruce Spring, another 3 miles. Yeah, there's not water on top of this ridge line unless you drop down to these springs, so plan accordingly. Got a little brushy. So there should be water at this spring. It's about a 1/4 mile off trail. Actually looks like good track down through there. So I think we're gonna go grab some agua there. Maybe have some lunch there. About 11:30. And that means where we are right now, we have about 17 more miles of ridge running / bouncy up and down through here until we get to 4th of July spring, which is our quote unquote safe spot. So, yep, we're doing good. We're doing good on time. I always appreciate a good bathtub. So this is Spruce Spring. It's not really flowing, but it looks like cold, clear water, which I'm gonna take a pardon in, take a dip in. It's not terribly far down. It's about a 1/4 mile, like the water says, and you don't lose that much elevation, which is nice. So that's probably why most people come here. You lose like maybe 100 feet of elevation, somewhere in there. So we're gonna grab some agua, probably find a spot for lunch, and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you want to answer the question that I asked like an hour ago?
No.
Okay, fine. Spruce Spring. You ready for a view? Plan. Gorgeous. So I think that's the ridge line we follow. We must go up this and across. Very cool. So about a mile from some type of campground, but the trail gets a little thicker. You can see our pass, that ridge, down in here. Pretty cool, but definitely gets a little thicker through here. Gotta work your way through some thorns, but it's all part of it. Oh, baby. A 1, a 2,
Filming when you're about to sneeze.
Oh wow, that was a 5er. That was.
Start filming when you're about to sneeze.
Almost 6. Almost 6. Whew. Well, you gotta give people the trail information as well as the sneeze information. The sneeze-imation. So it's really strange. We're in the middle of the wilderness and there's massive telephone towers. Well, I guess strange is not the right word, but it feels really weird popping out of like middle of nowhere to all these cell phone towers. So we do about a mile of road walk up towards Capella Campground. That's the one I was talking about earlier. And then from there, we should have about 12 more miles of ridge running. But I don't think it's as bouncy as that first 15 miles or so. I think it's less bouncy. So yeah, we're sitting at a good time. It's like 2:40-ish, 2:30. So we should be okay. Let's get it. I don't think that's our trail. Might be. But Capella Peak Campground is up this way. And honestly, if we weren't trying to beat this monsoon that's coming tomorrow, this section, if you can link your miles up right, would be a beautiful section to split into two parts. Camp here at the halfway point. If you can link your miles up, start somewhere in the basin, do part of that climb, do the first 14 or whatever miles they are to here, make it a bigger day wherever you camp in the basin, like I said, and split this into 2 days. It's just gorgeous. It's kind of a bummer we have to rush through it, but we don't really have another option. Don't feel like dying in a monsoon tomorrow. So we're sitting at a good pace. I'm gonna go get it. Got a little thick. So this is Comanche Pass, and out of here, got about 1,000-foot climb to get back to the top. Let's see. All right, well, I'm gonna wait here for the bow did. We have been racing these storms all day, and I'm not gonna say anything yet. First, we're gonna get to camp, knock on wood, and yeah, then I'll give the full spiel about what I'm thinking. Can't say it yet because I don't wanna, not gonna even mention it. Nope. All right. Well, it's 4:15, and like I was saying, it's a 1,000-foot climb up there, and then once you get up there, it's really not as bouncy as the first half of this or 3/4 of this wilderness section. But we've been racing this all day, and at this junction, it's possible for us to drop elevation and stay low instead of going up back to 9,000 plus feet of elevation and staying high for 6-7 miles. With the weather, all right, after my phone froze, what I was saying is with the weather, we think we're going to play the safe bet and stay low. And then Magpie was saying after the phone froze.
I was saying it's pretty exposed up there, and this is our only chance to bail. So I think we ought to take it, considering that the weather is starting to catch up with us.
Yeah, so about the same mileage-wise, but we're going to take this trail junction. I know we're going to be missing beautiful views up there, but with these storms just pressing in around us, the bubble keeps on tightening. It's really not smart to be the tallest point on an exposed ridgeline for potentially 6 miles that
Hold on, I'm gonna lose some stuff out of your bag.
we can't get back down on. So yeah, we're staying low. I'm gonna drop down to this road here and then parallel it for 4 or 5 miles. So call us whatever names you want to. Call us wusses. Call us, I don't want to use that other word. It starts with a P. I'm gonna just say it.
Call us people that don't want to be struck by lightning.
I was gonna say call us pansies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're making the smart call.
Kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I know there's probably epically beautiful views up there, but we have been racing that storm and we've been really lucky. Almost all day, keeping like right on the edge of it, but it is closing the bubble around us and it's gonna start in earnest shortly. So we're dropping. We're dropping. Pretty great trail. I don't foresee many others taking this route because if you don't hike in monsoon season, I don't know why you would have to unless other situations dictated it. But yeah, Trail Canyon number 176, 1.6 miles. Cool. I was gonna say it was about 1.5 miles. On the way down though, I was thinking, I joke a lot on these things. I tend to use a lot of sarcasm, but on a serious note, I want to say this for people that are looking to get into thru hiking, people that have the same stubborn streak I do as a current thru hiker, anybody and everybody that uses the wilderness as a kind of outlet. When you're thru hiking, some situations you can't avoid. That's just par for the course, something you're gonna have to accept. But if you can, always err on the side of safety, because we had enough daylight. We were comfortable with the miles. There was like 7.5 miles left up top on that track. So we were comfortable with the miles, comfortable with the daylight. We would have made it. But with these storms coming in and it being monsoon season and it being a pretty severe monsoon, when we were online earlier today, we found service up top somewhere. We saw that like Albuquerque and everywhere in this kind of region here was putting out warnings for people not to even drive tomorrow, even later tonight. So yeah, on a serious note, if you can, always err on the side of safety. Take an alternate if need be, and I don't know, take my word for what you will. It took me a long time to get out of my own stubbornness, at least a few years, to accept the fact that yeah, safety is the number one priority. Sometimes you got to take alternates, safety reasons, fire, monsoon, whatever it may be. So always err on the side of safety if you're able to. All right, now we follow this, I think for about 4 miles that way. Yes. If for some reason you do have to take this bottom route, this is Ojito de los Burros Spring. You can see a lot of mosquitoes on that surface. Oh no.
There's another spring farther on.
Yeah?
Yep.
Let's go to that one. Just a mating ground for mosquitoes. No, thank you.
Mud in here.
Me too. So Big Spring did not have water. So now we're hoping there's these little pools. Maybe we'll find something better. Quite ironic that it's about to monsoon and we're scavenging for water. Quite ironic.
There's mosquitoes trapped in the bottle.
So the directions for the water, if you look at 4th of July campground, it says it's dry. So if you haven't got the just yet, we went farther than there. because we needed water. And it's more than a mile. So it's past Albuquerque Trailhead. And then from there, it's about another mile from Albuquerque Trailhead.
I mean, I feel like it's probably just really variable where the water is.
It is. But also if you look at your GPX map, and depending what map you use or overlay, if you use Gaia, it's right where this supposed forest road is. The first right forest road. It doesn't have a name, but there's actually good water down in that gully. So
it's right by the turnoff for the alternate to Tranquilo Paseo.
Okay, cool. So also looks like we might have some flat spot over on that other side. Oh, I don't know if we want to camp across this though if it monsoons.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Shit. All right, well, we're gonna get water for now. Look at how much stuff Magpie has.
Oh.
That's all hers.
This lump of clothes is
No,
Constantine.
that's all yours.
You have 3 pairs of pants in there.
I'm like a magician that I can actually fit it all in the pack
I am
when you think about it.
it.
So it's about 7:26. It didn't rain on us, but it's been threatening, so we still made the safe call. Feel a little bummed about it, but like I was saying earlier, is like, especially with monsoon season, I don't know, blizzards in Colorado, I don't know what else to compare it to, but make the safe calls. Like, the mileage we did was pretty much the same. We missed some really cool views, some really nice single track, I'm assuming. But yeah, make the safe decision. We still made the safe call, and that's what it's about. Don't mess with monsoons. So we made camp before it got poured on, and that's an A+.
We should probably move it along so we can actually get into the tent before it pours too.
Oh yes, I also want to show this before I sign off. We call it tree tent. Only flat spot around here, unless we wanted to bushwhack farther up, so the tree is on my side. I have to remember that. Don't hit the tree in the middle of the night. I call it tree tent. All right. Oh, this has been malfunctioning again too.
Yep, it's defective. Don't buy this pad.
Don't buy the Big Agnes sleeping pad, the green one. I don't know what product, the green one.
SLX.
SLX.
Yep.
We've had 2 that have had multiple pinprick holes.
Same problem as the last one.
Yeah. All right. But so far, so good. Good day.